Hi Aries, this is your reading for March 2019. Thanks for joining. Please set aside anything that you're doing and focus all your attention with me for the reading so you get the most out of your time with me. While I'm shuffling, please take a moment here to check in with your higher self and your guides. Ask them to connect with my higher self and my guides so that we can create a feedback loop to get really clear, relevant and pertinent messages that are especially tailored for you. Okay, Aries, let's take a look here. Now, at the heart of the reading you have the Two of Pentacles in reverse, crossed by the Star card. Here I feel that the general theme of the reading, or the overall message for you, or the description of your current state of being, let's say, is that I feel that you have I feel like you have to, there is a decision that you need to make about your physical energy, and it could even be about your physical location. You may be weighing up your options with regards to where you want to live, whether or not you'll move abroad, or perhaps you may be thinking about changing your job, or there's something here about a decision that needs to be made. But I feel like you're either you're afraid of making the wrong decision, so you're kind of not making a decision at the moment, or you don't feel like perhaps you have enough information to make a good decision or a clear decision at this moment. And that being that you're crossed by the Star card here at the center of the reading, it feels to me like your challenge is, I feel like you're being challenged to do what's right for you, or what makes you feel the most joyful. And that's kind of confirmed here as well by these two cup cards that are both in reverse, also along the central axis of the reading. You have the Nine of Cups in reverse at the crowning card, and the Six of Cups in reverse at the foundation of the reading. So that makes me feel like you are, and both of these cards too, I might add, the Star and the Nine of Cups, are both considered the wish fulfillment cards in the deck. Seeing them both come out here feels like there is a decision that you need to make, and your higher self is asking you to go in the direction of what makes you feel the most contented and the most fulfilled. But I feel that you may be holding back a little bit on that because of some other factors, and that could be other people. I feel that there may be other people that you are around that you may, I get the feeling here that there's you don't want to be separated from a loved one, whether that's your actual romantic partner or if it's a family member. I get the feeling here that you don't necessarily want to be apart from them, but I get the feeling for some of you, you have an offer or you have an opportunity to go abroad or to move to a different location. And it could be a very, very bright and hopeful offer that you've been given. But I sense that there is some hesitation and reluctance to take that offer because you don't want to be separated from specific people that you are currently around right now. You have the Emperor here and the King of Pentacles at the foundation of the reading. And I feel like these are both representing people that, as I said, you care a lot about, that you respect a lot, that you wish to be near to. And I feel like there's something there about not wanting to be separate from them physically. For some of you, I feel like there could be, for some of you, I feel like there's a more kind of serious energy around separation from a loved one in the romantic sense. I feel like the Six of Cups in reverse is King of Pentacles, the Emperor, and even the Judgment card is kind of giving some indication that there could be again, a feeling of reluctance to move physically because of it would be a painful feeling of separation from a loved one. But you have also here in this reading, you have 3 aces. The Ace of Pentacles here in the reverse, in the position that you're coming into the reading with. And that's followed by the 2 of Pentacles in reverse. So this 1 and 2 of Pentacles, both in reverse here, I feel that there is, like, as I said, I feel like there's a new beginning available to you, but you're reluctant to take it, or you may not feel ready or willing to actually make a physical move to actually receive the offer. And then these other 2 aces here in the position of your hopes and fears, you have the Ace of Swords in reverse with the Ace of Cups. Again, I feel like there's a reluctance to make a decision, to make a choice, to take an offer that you've been given, because you're afraid to walk away from love. That's what I feel. I know it's a very specific message, and obviously this is not going to be like real for everyone that's watching this reading, but that message feels really strong. So I feel the need to pass it on. Now, other cards in the reading that are confirming this, and like the way that I read tarot is that I don't necessarily, I feel the need to talk about each card separately when I'm doing these readings, because I feel like that's what people want to see and to hear, is that me actually reading each card. But I usually just feel the whole energy of the reading and just start talking. And so a lot of the cards that a lot of the comments that I've already made so far, I've already kind of been all over the spread here and talked about all these things, but I'll go over it again here. So again, this Hermit in reverse, along with this Tower in reverse, also feels like confirmation for me that you have an offer to do something abroad or away, somewhere across an ocean or somewhere away from your current location, like it's a physical distance away. But I feel that there is a reluctance to take this offer because you don't want to be alone. You're afraid to feel lonely, perhaps. This is the offer here. I feel like there's a desire to want to turn down what feels like a really good offer. Here's the offer again. There's this. Here's the offer. In reverse means you probably are turning it down. And this is the decision-making process that you are unable to close. There's no closure of a decision because you have a reluctance there. And again, the Star and the 9 of Cups there, both wish fulfillment cards, but both being in reverse, feel like you may be choosing not to take an offer which would actually be really, really good for you, for fear of loneliness, I'm hearing fear of rejection also. This Tower card in reverse says to me that you are, again, like resisting change. You're resisting opportunity. It may be a very big move for you to kind of receive such an offer, and to actually take it might feel very scary and quite a large leap for you to make such a big transition from your current situation to whatever this is. But it does feel like a very beautiful offer, a very special offer, something that is definitely worth your consideration. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck here. Page of Rods, Nine of Pentacles, 7 of Cups, and the Knight of Swords in reverse. And then there's this 2 of Swords here in reverse. I'm going to take this as well because it feels like it's relevant here. Now, I feel like I'm going to repeat myself again. There is this Page of Wands here, which says to me that you've received some communication with an offer. There's like some kind of message or news or communication coming to you that is offering you something that is going to boost your vitality and give you a fresh feeling of something really new and exciting, right? And this 9 of Pentacles says to me that this offer, look, you have the 9, as I said, the 9 of Cups in reverse here at the beginning, at the foundation of the reading. I feel like this 9 of Pentacles is saying that this offer will be really good for you, in the sense that it is, first of all, the fact that the offer has come towards you is in itself a statement that you are being valued by someone, that people see your worth and your skills and talents, and they're offering you something based upon that. So there's a sense of confidence here that you could be embodying given the current state of affairs. It's like your self-worth is evident to other people. Your values, your skills are evident to other people. And I feel that this 9 of Pentacles card here with this Page of Wands is kind of indicating, I just noticed now you have 3 9s in the reading, 3 aces in the reading. So this 9 here, this is 9 of Rods, 9 of Wands here with the Emperor in reverse. This 9 of Cups in the reverse as the crowning card, and then this 9 of Pentacles. So these 3 9s here are saying to me that There is the possibility here for you to kind of feel like you can complete the cycle that you're in and wrap things up in the current circumstances that you're in right now, and move forward with this offer that you've received, and give it a very affirmative response, and say yes to it, because it does seem like it is what you want, and it will be very fulfilling. The only thing to overcome is this feeling of it's just fear. It's just fear of success, fear of failure, fear of loneliness. You know, you have the Hermit here in this position as well, and the Hermit is also a number 9. This is the card here in the position of your outcome. 9 from the major arcana. So seeing now that there's 4 9s in the reading, it does say to me that it is kind of driving home the same point that I've been kind of going over again and again in this reading, in that I feel that you are afraid to make a move on your own because you're afraid to be lonely. I think that you don't realize actually how confident you could be, that you probably should be, given the circumstances of the offer that you've been receiving. And that I think the work to do is to overcome any stagnancy that you might feel that's keeping you where you are, in the sense that you know, this Tower in reverse here, you're kind of avoiding you're avoiding a change, but usually when the Tower card comes in reverse, the energy is still going to keep moving, and it could potentially be more uncomfortable if you don't go with what's happening, and you resist the changes that are coming towards you. You may find that those changes will still happen, but you may not find it as easy to deal with, because it could come in a more of a surprising way. Because I guess fundamentally there is some energy here that needs to move. There's some stagnancy, perhaps. There's some I'm hearing obstinacy. I've heard it a few times, but I finally said it. I think there's a little bit of stubbornness in your mind, and that's causing an inability to move forward, and an inability to make a decision. There's a very fixed kind of energy here with like this King of Pentacles, and it's almost like again they have the Judgment reverse here as well, along with the Tower reverse. Now both of these cards in the upright position are kind of rebirth energy, sudden unexpected changes, revelations, information coming to light. It's like shifting energy after stagnation. And seeing both of these in reverse, again, just say to me that you are resisting a change here. So that's that 9 of Pentacles covered there. Just to say that you could embody a greater sense of self-confidence than perhaps you could. Like this, the feeling I'm getting from the main spread is that there is a bit of insecurity there and uncertainty about your ability to handle such a leap. If this offer really is as big as it feels like it is, if you're getting offered to kind of go abroad to work or to do something much bigger than what you have been doing, it's important to understand that people are seeing your potential and really wanting to help you activate that. So there's something there to trust, because there is some bigger force at play than maybe you can understand. Now this 7 of Cups and the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is in reverse. I feel that this is your own like overwhelm, like a feeling of overwhelm, of like confusion about the offer that you've received, and maybe overthinking. I think this Knight of Swords here is representing overthinking, and this 2 of Swords here is kind of like the last kind of closing chapter of this whole story here. It says to me that, again, you have the 2 of Pentacles at the center reading in reverse. This 2 of Swords here in reverse is saying a similar thing to me, in that you are unwilling to make a decision, or you're refusing to make a decision for reasons unknown only to you. I think this 7 of Cups is representing, just as I said, a feeling of being overwhelmed with the options available to you. And the Knight of Swords reverse is saying to me that you're overthinking it, and that you're second guessing yourself, and your confidence is what's the right word? Understated. Your confidence is understated. And that inability to make a decision is fundamentally based on a lack of self-confidence and trust in your ability to actually execute this offer that you've been given. I'm also hearing now that some of you may be just feeling withdrawn. this Hermit card here may just describe that you feel isolated. For some of you, this reading could be something completely different. It may not be that you're getting an offer to go overseas, but you might simply feel like you need a fresh start and you want to make a fresh start. And there's all these aces here are saying like you really hope for a new beginning or a new something in your life to kind of shift up some of the stagnancy that you're feeling. But simply you're unable to make any moves right now because there's a lethargy, an isolation, a lack of self-confidence. There may or may not be a partner involved, but there is a feeling here of exhaustion, and with this Nine of Wands in reverse, it could indicate that you've been enduring certain difficulties and unhappy situations for some time, and that you may not know how to make that step forward to bring yourself out of it. And if that's the case, I feel like this Nine of Pentacles cards is a really important card in this deck. I think self-confidence and self-esteem is really the key to almost everything in life. If you can really work on building your self-esteem and self-confidence in a genuine way, like not in a fake way or like a false positive kind of way, but just like gently and genuinely strive to overcome your own lack of self-worth through small daily practices that help to affirm to you that you care about yourself in whatever ways that you know how to do that. That's the process of chipping away at self-doubt and insecurity that will help you kind of break through the inertia that you may be feeling here with regards to wanting to make a shift in your life but not really knowing how and where to begin. Aries, I feel that's it for the general reading. I want to take the Voyager deck now and shuffle again to give you a higher octave spread. Please focus your attention while I'm shuffling and give your energy into the deck. Just send a blast of energy into the deck so I can get really clear messages that are for you. A higher octave reading will hopefully give us a little bit more information of what's happening on a karmic and spiritual level to help us understand what energies we're working with, what's available to us, what opportunities we are being presented with, so we can make the most out of those moments and really rise up in grace and in love to access our greatest potential. Emperor reversed, so again a repeating card, and at the bottom of the deck you have the Ace of Cups, so it's another repeating card already. Crossed by the Two of Wands, so another two now in the spread, so more indecisiveness I feel. Fortune at the crowning card, Wheel of Fortune. Two of Worlds at the foundation, that's the same card you had at the center of the reading here. Ten of Wands reversed, Woman of Worlds reversed, Magician upright, Temperance upright, Empress in reverse, Chariot upright. A lot of major arcana cards coming out. Four of Crystals, Seven of Cups again, Nine of Worlds again, same card there, and the Fool reversed. Yeah, this does feel very much like what we just already spoke about, but there's some additional energies here that I'll speak on that are very uplifting actually and very positive. So what I feel is here is, again, there's a reiteration of that feeling of like a little bit of stagnancy, a little bit of a need to move and change and kind of take opportunities that are being presented to you, but with a feeling here of like, this is describing a little bit more like there is still this kind of feeling of indecisiveness and uncertainty, but with it is coming more of a strong representation of your energy, in the sense that there is like on a spiritual level you really are ready to let go of some stuff and move on from certain dynamics, from certain circumstances and situations with people, and some particular energy patterns that you've been in with certain people for some time. There's a desire there to move on. There's a desire to kind of like find your sense of self-worth and power, and actually really like start to channel that into things that are meaningful and important to you. Two twos here. I feel that also there's, again, like that what I just described there with like wanting to find your power. You have the Magician here upright. This is saying to me that yes, you are at this point now where, and it's paired with the Fool here, but the Fool is in reverse. So as I said, it's kind of like the dual energy of that which is describing your willingness and readiness to drop some stories, to drop some patterns, to drop some habits, to drop some people maybe, to drop some situations and move on from certain types of engaging that you have been in with some certain amount of time. And start to feel an embodiment of your own personal power, and channel your energy, magician, specifically in ways that you really want to see certain ideas and concepts and projects maybe really bloom and blossom with the right amount of energy being channeled into them. But with this Fool in reverse, there is still, like I said, the indicator of like there is a little bit of reluctance. There's still some inertia, I feel. Some of you may be holding back a little bit. Some of you may feel like there's some, you know, things that you have to complete before you can move on. But I feel like with that energy, it's not really real. I think that's more of a story that you're telling yourself to give yourself more time to stay and feel like you're actually really ready for it. But to be honest, like you are ready. You have been ready for a long time. And there's this energy here of you wanting to really push through any kind of resistance that you may have been experiencing and go for it. Like just really go for it. The Seven of Cups is repeating here again from the previous spread. You had it here. In this reading, it's in the position of your hopes and fears with the Empress reversed. Now, interestingly, you have in this spread the Emperor reversed at the heart of the reading and the Empress reversed in the position of hopes and fears. So there's a couple of ways I would read this. I think for some of you, what I was describing in the first reading where it was that I felt that for some of you, you've been given an offer to do something and that might make you need to go away from the place where you live, in which case there's like that fear of loneliness or fear of separation. I feel like that's kind of a reiteration here for some of you. If this Empress and Emperor could be describing you and a partner, and there is like a fear of separation or not wanting to be away from that person. For others of you, this is simply describing your own very strong uprising towards really wanting to embody your own personal power, like in the masculine and feminine ways within you, and a desire to kind of really want to understand like your capacity and how to really channel that with the Magician here as well. There's also the Chariot here in the position of the outcome with the Four of Swords. This is a very encouraging card for me. I feel that this is describing that you are really digging deep to find a lot of willpower, as is the Emperor and Emperor. There's a lot of energy here of, I feel, enthusiasm and willingness and like a striving kind of an energy with just some like slight remnants of inertia and resistance that you're working with consciously to kind of overcome your own stagnancy, to kind of break through and make some changes that you really, really know that you need. And this crowning card here is giving a lot of light and a lot of positivity and a lot of energy. I'm hearing also a lot of pleasure to the reading. This card is called Fortune in this deck, and it's the Wheel of Fortune from the Major Arcana. So with this card being the crowning card of the reading, I feel that the message here is that the power is in your hands. Like whatever changes you feel that you need, and it's clear that there are some necessary changes here that you have actually initiated. You've desired some change for some time. This is saying that it's in your hands and that the future is up to you, and it does look very bright if you execute some of these changes that you know you need to make. If you don't make any changes, you're going to stay where you are and things will continue to be the same. And it's probably okay. I'm sure none of you are like really desperately suffering or struggling too much, but I think that you understand that your future could be much brighter and bigger and more fulfilling and successful if you really dig deep, as I said, to find the willpower and the enthusiasm to make some changes, to do something really challenging, to take some risks, to, you know, strive to like really work on your self-confidence and your self-value, to put energy into things that you really are really meaningful and important to you, to overcome any sense of like reluctance to move on from things that you're comfortable in right now in order to kind of move into new areas where you really want to move into and like try different stuff. And overcome your indecisiveness, overcome the second guessing, overcome the uncertainty or the confusion, and just get clarity. Just move with clarity through the world. Set aside your second guessing and your doubts and your confusion, and just make solid decisions and then work through them, act upon them in a physical way to actually really invoke and execute and manifest the things that are on your vision board. Let's have a look at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, as I said, Ace of Cups. Seven of Crystals. In this deck is called Dullness. Three of Wands and Child of Wands. These are all up right here. Very happy to see this. As in the previous reading, there was a lot of reversals. In this spread, a lot of upright cards and a lot of very hopeful, enthusiastic cards that describe a willingness, which I very much like to see. So Ace of Cups here, with the Seven of Crystals, I feel that there is like this opening to just really feel your passions and move towards them, and like channel your energy into things that you actually find meaningful and really interesting, because Seven of Crystals is called dullness in this card. So some of you may just be feeling simply quite bored in what you've been doing, because there's a monotony there, there's a repetition there, it's something you're comfortable with because you know it, and there's a desire there to move into some more challenging things to kind of make you feel a little bit more alive and like really get the wheels turning, right? So here it's paired with the Three of Wands and the Child of Wands. I like this combination. It feels to me like, again, there's that Child of Wands is the same as this Page of Wands that you had in the previous reading. In the previous reading, it felt like an offer coming towards you. In this reading, it feels like you are creating those offers. You are creating your own opportunities by seeking a new path that is more enticing, that's more meaningful to you, that again brings you to places where you can channel energy into things that you understand are like places that your energy is feeling like a yearning to go towards, and that feels like right action and the right path. That feels like the right direction to go. And again, you had the Three of Wands here, which I feel like you had in the previous reading. But again, it's this feeling here of visioning for the future and finding ways to channel your energy into things that are more interesting and meaningful for you, and particularly like your passion energy, your fire energy, your vitality. Because as I said, if some of you are feeling monotony and dullness and boredom in your work, in order to really kind of find a sense of fulfillment and satisfaction in life, you need that sense of like a little bit of challenging energy to kind of really make your fire kind of rise up and get like, what's the word, ignited. You need an ignition. Right now things kind of feel damp and a little bit stagnant. Okay, Aries, I feel that that's your reading. I hope you found that interesting and helpful. Yeah, do watch it again now and perhaps later on in the month to get a review to see how your month unfolded and if any of this stuff actually played out for you in ways that feels good, feels empowering. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thanks for watching. It's an honor and a pleasure to read for you, and I look forward to seeing you in next month's readings.